All right, here we go. If you haven't done it by now, you haven't done it, right? I want to show you. Right, here you go. You're part of a live video experience. Welcome to Teach Together Try. I've noticed that a bunch of you are having trouble with adding or subtracting fractions with non-common denominators. So I'm going to show you how to do one, and if you got it right, you don't need to pay attention anymore. But if you got it wrong, and there's plenty of you who I think did, you are going to need to pay attention, right? So I'm just going to quickly go through it because I don't want to put everyone to sleep who knows how to do it, okay? The sum is 2 over 4 plus 6 over 20, right? Now, you can't actually do 4 plus 20 or 4 plus 20ths. You cannot do. Put your devices down. Some of you have got devices up, put them down. You can look at me for a moment. You've got to convert this fraction here, right, into a common denominator. And with fractions, whatever you do to the top, you've got to do to the bottom and vice versa. And they still equal the same amount. They're just a different looking fraction. They're an equivalent fraction. We can't do 4th plus 20ths. We've got to turn them into the same language. We're going to actually just turn them both into 20ths. Right? That's the solve for here. We're going to turn them both into 20ths. We don't need to change 6 over 20. That's already the same thing. Right? We don't need to change that. But how do we get from 4 to 20? We times it by 5. So 4 times 5 equals 20. So this, 4 times 5 equals 20. With fractions, whatever we do to the bottom, we've got to do to the top. So we've times the 4 by 5. What do we got to times the 2 by? 5. Right, times by 5. So that means it's now 10 20ths plus 6 20ths, which we can do. Because look, the denominators are common. The same denominator, right? And so that just means 10 plus 6 equals 16 20ths. Put up your hand if you got that. Great. You don't need to pay attention anymore. But you have to be quiet because I'm making a wonderful video. Right? If you didn't get that, thank you. You are not paying attention anymore. You've got it. I'm not going to bore you any longer. I'm not going to force you to pay attention. However, for those of you who didn't get it, put up your hand so I have a sense. Yeah, I have a sense. Right? I can see some hands up. By the way, you could have had 16 20ths. You could have simplified that to 8 over 10 or 4 over 5. Okay, so I would have accepted that as well. Okay, any of those is the correct answer. Okay, now if you didn't get one of those answers, put up your hand so I know who I'm talking to. Okay, there's about 8 of you. Good. Pay attention. This is my lesson. Feel free to come to the floor if you want to be closer, right? Or stay where you are. That's fine. We're going to look at adding fractions with non-common denominators. We're going to look, you might want to get your workbook out and have a go as well. We're going to go through a few. Look, here's 3/4 plus 1/12. Here's 3/4 plus 1/12. And you can see you've got quarters plus a 12th, right? You've got quarters plus a 12th. Now you can't do that. You can't do quarters plus a 12th. You can only do quarters plus quarters or 12ths plus 12ths. That's easy, If it was 3/4 plus 1/4, easy. That's just 4/4. Easy. But it's not that. It's not that. It's 3/4, right, plus a 12th. So we have got uncommon denominators. They are not the same denominator. They are different. It's like we're trying to add Chinese to English or Japanese to French. Doesn't work. The languages do not mix. We've got to change them into the same language. And to do that, we've got to choose a number. Here it comes, if you don't get it. Here's the key bit. Here's the key bit of the whole lesson. To change these into common denominators, you've got to choose a number that they both go into. What's the number that 4 goes into? The 12 also goes into, evenly. What's the number that 4 goes into? The 12 also goes into, evenly. Right? Can anyone tell me with their hand up? Anyone who's part of this lesson? Yes?
48.
Too hard. Make it even easier. 48's correct. There's even a lower number they both go into. We could do 48. 48 is 100% correct, but we could do a lower number than that. You're right, because, times 4 times 12 and 12 times, you're right. We can even do a lower number than 48. And, it would still give us the right answer doing that, but let's make it even easier. Do you know?
Yeah.
What?
3.
3? No, 4 doesn't go into 3. 12 doesn't go into 3. Incorrect. 24's getting better, yeah? 4 goes into 24 and 12 goes into 24. I could do that. I could do 48. I could do 24. But there's even a lower number they both go into. Yes? They both go into 12. 12 goes into 12 how many times? Once. 4 goes into 12 how many times?
3.
Okay, so let's just do it with the 12s. We could have done 48s and we could have done 24s. But the simplest way to do it is 12s. So let's do it. Look, we're going to turn them both into 12s. And the good news is that 1 12th is already 12s. So we don't have to turn it into anything. It just stays the same. But the quarter, is that in 12s? Yes or no? Is this in 12s here? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, it's not 3/4. Is that a 12th or not?
No.
That's a 4. We've got to convert this 4 to a 12. Good. Someone's listening. Great. Now with fractions, whatever we do to the bottom, we've got to do to the right. So 4 times, well here. Let's turn 4 into 12. 4 times what equals 12?
3.
Okay, so 4 times 3. I'll do my times 3. Now it's 12. We'll put it down here. Right, this is what it equals. Okay. Now if times the 4 by 3, what do I need to times the top by?
4.
No. With fractions, whatever you do to the bottom, you've got to do to the top. I times this 4 by 3. I times the bottom by 3. What have I got to do to the top? I've got to times it by
3.
Yay! Which gives me, so 3 times 3, and now the answer is, come on Mr. Burns, 9/12. Now, are these the same language?
Yeah.
Yep, they're both Japanese. Great, look at that. 12ths. They're both German, they're both French, whatever. They're the same language. 9/12 plus 1/12 equals
10/12.
perfect, which we can actually simplify into... Divide 10 by 2?
5, 6.
Yeah. So, thank you so much, young lady up the back. I won't say your name because I'm going to put this video on the internet. But thank you so much. 10/12 is perfectly correct, but 5/6 is even better because it's simplified. Okay? And we could have done it with 48ths, and we could have done it with 24ths as well. But we did it with 12ths. It's just easier to do it with 12ths. Right. Show me those people who are actually part of this lesson and say, yeah, get in there. Still no idea. And that's all right. We're going to do another worked example. We're going to do another worked example. Mr. Burns, I don't want to pay attention to you. I know what it's like. My family tells me all the time. Let's do another one, thank you. Let's do 5/6, minus, for excitement purposes, minus 1/4. 5/6 minus 1/4. I should hear nothing. 5/6 minus 1/4. So, here we go, my students. Can I do 5/6 minus 1/4? Are these denominators the same? No. They are uncommon denominators. They are non-common. It's like asking you to minus English from French or it does not connect. Apples and oranges, it does not connect. So, we've got to convert these denominators into the same denominator. We've got to convert these denominators into the same? Yeah, we do. Right. Now, what's a number that 6 goes into? That 4 goes into as well.
4.
What's a number that 6 goes into, that 4 goes into as well? Someone said 4, that is wrong. 6 does not go into 4. It will not squish into 4. Look, here's 6, here's 4. It won't squish. There's 2 left over. No. There's a number they both go into. Young man, they both go into 12. They totally both go into 12, don't they? 6 goes into 12 how many times? Twice. 4 goes into 12 how many times?
3.
This is going to work. Let's make them both out of 12. Boom, out of 12. Boom, out of 12. Feel free to write this down if you're paying attention. Feel free. I mean, this exciting video will be on YouTube shortly, so you can catch it there. But feel free to write it down now if you like. So look, we can't just, we've turned the 4 into 12, we've turned the 6 into 12, right? But what did we do to the 4 to turn it into 12? We times it by... No. What did we do to the 4 to turn it into 12? We times it by... Great. 4 times 3 equals to 12. Hooray, we did it. But with fractions, whatever you do to the top, you've got to do to the... Whatever you do to the bottom, you've got to do to the... Right. So if we times the bottom by 3 to make it into 12s, what have we got to times the top by? 3. So 1 times 3 equals what? 3. So 1/4 equals 3/12. It's the same. 1/4 equals 3/12. It's the same amount of pie. It's the same amount of pizza. It's the same amount of $1 billion. It's the same. Right? So we've done that. Hooray for us. What did we do to the 6 to turn it into 12? Times it by? 2. Times it by 2. 6 times 2 equals to 12. Hooray. With fractions, whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. Good. So we've got to times the 5 by 2, which means that this is 10. So, I wonder if you get that. The 5 6 equals 10 12. It's the same. These fractions are equivalent. They're exactly the same value. These fractions over here are equivalent. They're exactly the same value. They've just been changed into a different language, right? Into a different denominator. We turn the quarters into 12s. We turn the 6 into 12s. So now our sum is easy to do. Now it's easy to do. It's 10 12s minus 3 12s, which is?
7 12.
It's 10 12s. What's 10 minus 3? 7 12s. Right? Can you simplify that anymore? No, that's it. You can't divide 7 by 2. That's as simple as it gets. It's done. Show me. Yeah, I reckon I got it. Not really sure. Still no idea. Alright, we've been going for 12 minutes. That's fine. I'm going to stop now. If you're stuck with that, thanks very much. You can come and see me, or we can see a friend. I'm happy for a bit of cooperative learning to occur. But that's the end of my little how to add or subtract fractions with non-common denominators video. Okay? Any questions? Okay, see you later.